that Batiste ban comes in, we're not going to see the Batiste Catherine again, I don't think.
Yeah, you cannot allow that to go through, especially not against a team that popularized this composition. So Batiste going to get banned away. Samuel banned by Nova. I'm a little bit surprised that Tempo Storm were the ones that banned away the glaive. Obviously, they know the strength of the glaive, but I feel like it's something that they may have been able to take for themselves, or they could have gotten the Catherine instead. So it's a little bit surprising to me to see that they were taking that hero off the board. They're going to go for this Vox.
Now, Nova has CP Idris, and they have Cruel, which is pretty strong combo that could come out from their side if they're looking to put Truth on a CP Idris. They can also go mage like Celeste. They can also play Celeste with Catherine and then pick, like, for example, someone like a Cruel with Celeste as well. So you have a triple CC kind of composition.
Yeah, we'll see where they do choose to go with this one. Idris is going to be the pick. Idris has been a huge focus across the tournament so far. I don't think he's made it through a draft without being either picked or banned. And there's a Krull as well. This is a very strong composition. Right now, to me, it feels like those are the three strongest heroes in their respective roles. Petal going to be locked in for Tempo Storm, maybe throwing down the gauntlet.
It could work for a Tempo here. I mean, Vox is good into that composition, and Petal is really good against a Cath and a Krull. Petal can just jump away, right? And then trampoline away and not get hit by a stun or Krull rushing. So this could work really well for Tempo. But Lyra's bulwark, Top's bulwark will be critical in basically stopping engages from Nova here.
So guys, tell me please, this is going to be a CP Petal, right? No more weapon power Petal shenanigans.
Yeah, this is almost certainly going to be a crystal power Petal in the jungle with the weapon Vox in the lane, but I really like the Petal pick into Krull. It's incredibly difficult to get onto a target when there's a Petal on the opposing side. Between the Frostburn and the Seed, if they set up a Seed minefield, you just cannot get to a target.
Yeah, what I like to see Tempo do is just win the early game, because Petal, Lyra, it can defeat Krull, Cath really easy.
All right, well, we'll see whether they can take the initiative. They are 2-1 down in the series, but now they've got a little bit of momentum. Let's see if we're going to go to 5 games on this one as we pass it over to the casters for game number 4.
An exciting series indeed. Nova versus Tempo Storm. Now Nova with a composition denominator you could say is potentially one of the strongest on 2.7.
It definitely can be. This will very likely be the Crystal Idris in the lane with the Krull in the jungle going that weapon power route. That very bruisey frontline weapon power route though. Very defensive, very in your face, just aggressive. Allow Idris to stack up. And then Catherine is one that we haven't seen make it through the draft too much, but here we go.
Yeah, certainly. That's Petal, you can almost certainly say with absolute conviction will be CP. Hyde going to be running it and just saying to Nova, that last game, that's not how you play Petal, my friends. This is how you play Petal. They're going to be looking for that game 5, Tempo Storm. They have won a game here at a live championships. It's an improvement on their previous at London, but that's not good enough for the players. They are wanting to face EU tomorrow and prove to their region that they can hold their own.
No matter who wins here, they're going to have a difficult route through the EU team tomorrow. Obviously, it'll be the SK or Fnatic. We'll have to see, but Hyde takes a lot of damage here in the jungle. Petal, pretty good into Krull, but when Krull is in a bush and you walk into him, there's a lot of pain that can be brought to you.
Yeah, it's kind of like whoops-a-daisy, just like that. Hyde in a 2 versus 3 still in a compromising position, but there's that speed boost from the Imperial Sigil. Didn't quite get the healing from the previous attempt. Lost Boy threw it out, and Hyde refused to walk into it, wanted to continue to chase Lone Delphi towards the center of the map. Truth going to be stopped up in that bush, spotted on out, a little bit of a tag, you could say. But it is still an early lead, heading over towards the side of Nova, as Lone Delphi has kind of asserted his dominance. And not only that, Truth has just been able to CS freely because of Gatsby's rotation.
Yeah, it has given them a little bit of an edge here, and unfortunately in that last fight, Starboy, I do think Merciless Pursuit onto a Munyon, not quite getting that stun down on the Hyde, wasn't allowing Delphi to get a kill. As Hyde rotates up though, Nova does back off, respecting the fact that Petal has a lot of damage, especially on the melee heroes, and obviously this Idris. If you get Fury on that front line and Petal is on your face, then it is a world of pain, as those Munions in this early game can be very punishing.
Of course, with Truth heading towards the CP route, you would assume that might be an issue as the game progresses, but Petal can have a lot of early game power, Denominate, and it's something that Hyde will look to abuse in ganks towards the lane. The difference between the Vox Lyra combination compared to the Idris Catherine is there's a lack of healing on the side for Nova. And Starboy, he's trying to make that up with a Iron God contract to try and provide a bit of extra healing as Truth CS's in the lane. But it isn't quite as much as that sigil provided by Lyra. Look at this Hyde. He's going aggressive. Petal, known as perhaps a cool counter if you can get the distance. And in fact, Lone Delphi being forced right out of his jungle here. He's going to be forced right towards death. Is he going to go down? Yes, he will. Hyde gonna find first blood over Lone Delphi. And that is the confidence boost that Tempo needed in the series.
Absolutely, and another merciless pursuit comes out of Starboy and unfortunately hits a Munyon. That is one of the big things that this Petal can really bring to the table, is if that crowd control is accidentally burned onto a Munyon, then that is likely going to be Tempo Storm really being able to punish you for it. Obviously, the Petal provides a lot of damage throughout most parts of the game, I would say. And then, obviously, as Gaspy comes online on this Vox, it's going to be interesting to see which build he goes. But Vox has really been a pretty devastating hero since his release.
Certainly has. And on 2.7, still a fearsome hero indeed. Has 3 items in his inventory, which makes the guessing game also much more fun to nominate. Will it be a Poison Shiv? Will it be a Breaking Point, or is it going to be none of the above? It is a Poison Shiv coming out for Gaspy. Bit of attack speed for him here, as well as the sustain and the mortal wounds to be applied, which will help with stopping the fountain that Starboy has acquired from doing the maximum amount of healing possible. Tempo now aggressing into the lane. Hyde just showing off the annoyance that is this Petal. Starboy gets tagged right on down. Ooh, look to try and heal up, just passively using the life spring. The aggression is there. That's a big purchase for Lone Delphi. Attention bow on to this crew. He hasn't quite got level 6 though. Makes things a little bit difficult. The spontaneous combustion doing a bit of work. Hyde, a lot of damage under that turret. Has to be careful that he doesn't overextend against Nova.
Yeah, and one of the nice things about going with this Poison Shiv is the amount of sustain that Gaspy is going to have in the lane. As he clears out those minions, it is going to heal him up quite a significant amount, as we obviously are still on the 2.7 version of the Barbed Needle in Book of Eulogies. It will still be a large amount of health, but Starboy comes in with another stun on the Gaspy.
Certainly does. Hyde once more taking more damage under this turret. He's got half of his HP. Petal, very low health hero. Something Hyde will have to continue to keep in mind, as he doesn't quite have the hero pool to be able to tank turret shot after turret shot. Now with Lone Delphi at 6 with the Hell's Heart unlocked. The CC lock available for Nova is quite fearsome. There's a team in Europe called Isuba who plays in the VGL, and they are known for playing this lockdown composition, a Catherine, a Lance, and a CP Idris. And what they do, Denominate, is that they stun up one target and just delete them from the fold every single time because of the ability that they have with the CP Idris to do so much damage. Well, this composition from Nova, perhaps a little bit more standard in the meta, certainly can do the same amount of things with the lockdown available, the CC that comes out. You pointed out to the screen, 4,000 gold Truth had, and he goes back to shop. A shattered glass, a heavy prism, you know, he's just gonna buy the kitchen sink while he's at it, because he can.
Yeah, huge rotation there from Truth. He didn't actually lose anything out of it. Sometimes when you do stack up that much gold and have to go back and buy, the enemy team can really capitalize, because chances are they've had a chance to buy.
Oh, that's a great block from Gaspy. That might just be enough to keep him alive. If he had got stunned, he was dead for sure. Spontaneous combustion coming out. Shiver Strike. Oh, that means Truth doesn't get any healing from the fountain that comes out from Starboy. And that's going to be a interesting thing. Silence comes out, but look at that chakram damage. Forces the fountain from Lost Boy top to keep Hyde alive, and now Lone Delphi's going to try and put the pressure on him to make sure he does not get this Treant for the heals. Hyde, lots of damage. Here comes Starboy. Stun connects, but Lone Delphi is nowhere there. It doesn't matter. Starboy says, I got you, Barrel. He's going to take that one away, but he is going to be punished. Feels Langley, man. And now Lone Delphi going to have to walk away. Gaspy, a bit of damage. Lone Delphi charges forward. Crucible goes out, but it's going to do literally nothing. Gaspy trying to sustain, but he cannot. Lost Boy now, is he dead as well? Nova looking for the 3 kills for themselves, and that chakram just doesn't quite connect.
Yeah, and one nice thing that we really have going for Nova here is this Crystal Idris. That chakram can come out. Obviously, we saw the amount of damage it did on the Hyde on this pedal, who's going to be focusing very offensively, not defensively, as well as the amount of damage Truth has, can very likely clean out quite a few Munions as well, which is not a good position for this pedal. It's going to really bring the damage down and allow Delphi to get further into the backline.
Not only does it clear out the Munions once you get to that late game on Idris, but also once you've got a Broken Myth as well, it stacks the Broken Myth. Even if it's only to hit the Munions, it is counted as hitting a hero and thus stacks the Broken Myth. So CP Idris in the late game can actually be quite a threat to Petal because of that chakram, not only giving Idris stacks but clearing out Munions. Let's see if this can be a steal for Starboy. No, it cannot once more. Tempo Storm secure the gold miners. 900 gold going over to the team, puts them ahead by just that, or a little bit less, maybe 700. No, Delphi though, he's looking for a stun. He's just stopped them from coming towards this turret. Great positioning from Nova to get an objective of their own. Lost Boy will be stunned up on that Hell's Heart, but they're looking for a re-engage. Truth has to escape, gets the fountain for the hill, and Lost Boy going very low. Gatsby in trouble as the chakram connects, and that's going to be a beautiful move coming out of Truth to find that kill. Lone Delphi will be traded. Hyde looking to try and return as well into Truth, but he can't quite find the damage. A 1-for-1 trade, but a turret and a gold miner. It nets the gold lead at practically even as these teams continue to battle out so closely.
Yeah, it's been very close back and forth so far. Truth is coming back in. That turret is down. That means Tempo doesn't have anywhere to run, but they don't want to.
Spontaneous combustion does so much work, and that's going to be Starboy losing his life. Truth rolls away, looking for Hyde. He moves in. Melee for the extra damage, and now Lost Boy under the turret has to walk away. Here comes Gatsby looking to just try and resonance bounce towards Truth, but he's not in range. And once more, the messiness of this series as it starts to evolve, these teams sensing an urgency to try and take the lead.
Yeah, it's absolutely huge. And now Nova has that first turret advantage. And that is a 43.8 success rate for them there. So definitely looking to bring that up a little bit further here. As, you know, fortunately Truth didn't drop in that last fight. Was able to find Hyde going a little too far. And, you know, Gatsby now has the breaking point complete, and this can really be a threatening Vox now. It's going to be interesting to see if he does go with that tension mobility arc on 2.7. So we did have some changes. The Sorrow Blade, also another option that some teams have pulled out.
Certainly is. I'm looking over towards Truth. He is sitting 300 gold away from completing his 3rd damage item. It would be a Broken Myth, of course, and that would be such great timing for Nova. It puts him in such a great position as far as the pacing of this game is concerned. There's going to be an engage coming out, that Bright Boy to try and stop them, but they managed to escape. Beautiful silence comes out of Starboy to stop the aggression, but Truth on the front line taking a little bit too much damage will cause the fountain to be used. They're going to have to kite back, but that chakram does like 1,200 damage across the team of Tempo Storm. Something you cannot afford to just allow to happen. And now that Truth has a Broken Myth, as he purchases it up now, that chakram is going to just do so much more damage. Tempo Storm attempting to take a turret. Truth gonna walk forward, starting to stack up, but it's gonna be Starboy losing his life. Can't quite tank it up. Gatsby moves in. Look at that chakram dance. It's a 1, it's a 2. No, not quite. Hyde walks away with just a sliver of HP, and it will secure the kill to Truth as he does so. Oh. That would have been beautiful if it was onto Hyde. Lone Delphi, his face lit up as he got the stun, but it wasn't onto the right target.
And I would have been incredibly impressed if that would have came through on Hyde. They unfortunately do give up the gold mine and don't get the turret even, as the wave just wasn't quite there, and obviously the health pools were very low, and Lone Delphi very, very healthy, and Kroll easily could have walked away with a double kill if they stuck around a little too long. So overall, again, we're still very even on gold, couple hundred gold in the side of Tempo Storm, but the objective advantage is in the side of Nova and Truth. You know, as you mentioned, that Broken Myth stacking up on the Munions is a pretty neat interaction here. So the man, the myth, the legend, Dowsy, giving us some information here on this Idris. So
I've played him once or twice. Kind of know a thing or two about the old Idris Reno. Very impressed by the new skin that's come out on 2.8 as well. Ooh, got my heart pounding.
Looks like we got a level advantage here on Truth as well, so definitely something that Nova can walk away here if they're able to find. We saw the chakram damage if they group up. Unfortunately, that one's not going to find anybody, and now Tempo Storm might be looking to chase.
Just going to clear out the minions there as quickly as possible, try and provide themselves a little bit of advantage in this area. They want to find in this choke point so they can get that chakram done. And oh, that's a beautiful stun. That's Hyde stunned up, locked down, taken on down. And now it's going to be Nova pushing forward, looking for Gatsby as well. A double kill for Truth CP Idris. He is unstoppable. Has shown that he can play weapon power, he can play CP. This guy knows how to play Idris, and it makes me smile.
Truth has really been an impressive player as he's come onto this roster. He's so mechanically gifted that the Idris really makes sense to him. Obviously, there are divergent paths. There's, you can play the crystal route, you can play that backline. As we get into this replay, there's the stun coming through Lone Delphi there, and the health bar of Hyde is just absolutely deleted. They turn their attention onto Gatsby. That damage just ramps up so easily, and they find another turret for themselves.
And it's the CC lock that Catherine provides after the Hell's Heart connects. It just makes the game so easy when they can't move, and you can continue to do so much work to that poor soul that's locked down out of bounds. Starboy pushes forward. There's the stun coming out onto Hyde. Truth rounding his way over, looking. In fact, he's finished at the eve of harvest. He's got it before the Kraken's even here. The timing on this guy, he is so far ahead. 6-1-0, 168 CS at 14:33. Unstoppable, man. Gatsby, where are you? You're dead. You're gone. And oh dear, Lost Boy, he's gonna follow. It's only Hyde left, and Nova says, I'll have ya. Truth goes on in, looks for it and gets it. It's an ace, and the Kraken's gonna spawn in just 10.
Kraken's going to be on the board here very shortly, but this turret's not looking to be here much longer, Dowsy. And I think Truth has clearly enough damage to take it down. And these death timers are pretty low for Tempo. It might be a little risky for Nova if they are going to turn their attention to the Kraken. I do think they need to hold off for a bit, as the objective stealing game coming out of Tempo Storm has been absolutely huge this series. And they are going to look just to take some of the jungle on their way out.
Certainly will. Just taking everything. Oh, Starboy finishes an echo now. The double blast tremor gonna come through. That's going to provide a bit of an issue. He could go for it now. He has that blast tremor available. Look at the damage off the top. He's going so low. The silence comes through. The chakram dances. Hell's Heart. Top almost walks into it, but he's gonna go down nonetheless. Here comes Truth. The chakram doesn't quite find the kill. He's gonna continue the chase onto Hyde as Delphi finishes off Gatsby. Hyde has to run. He has to try to escape, but Truth happy to play this game. A single auto attack finishes the job. An ace comes through for Nova. They don't need no Krakens. They're going through to day 2. Unless Lost Boy Top can stop them, this is gonna be the win coming through for Nova. They're gonna focus onto these Vain Crystal turrets and take them down in a swift swoop. Gatsby respawns, but can he stop Truth? No, he cannot. And Nova will be going through to day 2.
Beautifully executed plays there.